We'll go live now. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. It is 7 p.m. in Los Angeles, California, 10 a.m. in Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. If you're watching from the United States tonight, let me see a 1. You know what to do now. If you're watching from Vietnam, let me see a 2. And if you're from Canada or anywhere else, type in comments where you are. Here comes. Oh, just relaxing. Okay. I see some 1s and 2s. I see some familiar names. Hi, everybody. I hope you are well. Oh, yay, we've got someone from Australia. Oi, Australia. Hello there, Australia. Good to have you. Hôm nay là ngày 28 tháng 11. Như vậy là bên Mỹ now, we just had Thanksgiving, lễ Thanksgiving. And for the first time, I gave myself 2 days off, không có làm một chút việc gì hết trơn á. 2 ngày luôn. It was so good. I needed it. I needed that. Good day, mate. And we've got someone from Ho Chi Minh City. Got someone from Vietnam. Lots of people from the United States. Okay, everybody. Guess what? It is someone's birthday today. It is someone's birthday today. Everybody, let's wish Phát Ngô. Phát Ngô là một trong những học sinh đầu tiên của cái cảnh này, right? Phát right here. Number 1, because he's in California, but also because today is his birthday. So happy birthday, Phát. Very nice young man. And I think he'll appreciate tonight's lesson. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phát. Happy birthday to you and many more. Phát rất là dễ thương. So, there you go. Lots of birthday love. For Phát. We got someone from Canada. Oh, yeah, we got someone from Canada, eh? Nice. Wonderful. How is everybody? Quý vị khỏe không? Mấy người ở Mỹ, did you have a good Thanksgiving holiday? How was your holiday? Did you have a good Thanksgiving? It was great. Tại vì ba má của Leyna trở về lại Việt Nam đó, nên mình ăn Thanksgiving sớm. Quý vị nhớ không? Last week I showed you my deep fried turkey. Rồi đến ngày Thanksgiving á, thì I made prime rib. Oh, it was so good. It was really, really good. Yes. Quý vị biết không, khi mà mình well, not everyone's like this. Tùy người thôi nhá. Nhưng mà mình càng lớn tuổi, mình cảm thấy là những cái giây phút mà vui đó, that's valuable. That's what you want. Như vậy nếu mà quý vị mua cái gì mà, you know, material things, you know, mình mua cái gì nó, yes, nó vẫn còn đó, nhưng mà nó không có bằng những cái, you know, the time that you spend together, right? So I always say, experiences are the best gift. Bởi vậy, nếu được, mình nên đi du lịch, mình nên travel, meet new people, visit new places. Yeah. Just like, bây giờ mình nhớ lại, mình nhớ năm đó cả gia đình đi Mexico, đi Cabo for Christmas. Oh, it was so much fun. Nếu mình nhớ lại những cái món quà đó thì không có ai nhớ anything. Nhưng mà we remember the trip. So experiences to me are better than things, right? Things. So it was so much fun. Okay, hôm nay đó mình sẽ học một chút về work vocabulary. I read your comments, and some people have asked me to do a video on job interviews. Like, how do you prepare for a job interview? Nên cái lesson hôm nay đó sẽ là some of it is more advanced. I'm going to show you some questions that people normally ask or might ask in a job interview, and you should be ready for it. You should be ready for it. Okay? Nhưng mà trước đó mình sẽ look at some vocabulary. Are you ready? Are you ready? Is everyone ready? Yes? Okay. Rồi, here we go. Here we go. Hôm nay bận rộn nữa. Hôm nay cũng là rất là bận rộn, trở lại bình thường, right? So, right back to it. I have someone helping me now. I got two people. I add two people to my team. Thì cô rất là dễ thương. Quý vị biết không? Không có ai bằng cái người mà mình không chỉ có thể mình nhờ họ một chuyện gì đó, mà mình nhờ đó là mình biết là họ sẽ làm. Mình không có cần là phải lo. Mà không phải ai cũng như vậy đâu nha. Nhiều người đó, mình nhờ họ làm cái gì đó, rồi mình cứ lo không biết là họ có làm chưa. Hoặc là mình không biết họ làm có nổi không, có up to my expectations. Nhưng mà I have a few people in my life. Just a few. Mà mình quen rất là nhiều người. Nhưng mà I have just a couple of people. Tiếng Anh kêu là dependable and reliable. Là mình nhờ cái chuyện gì đó đó. Khi mà Leyna mình đã nói cái câu, oh, can you do this for me? Mà họ nhận lời rồi đó. It's out of my head. Không có lo nữa. Biết chắc họ sẽ làm. Mà họ không chỉ làm thôi, nhưng mà họ sẽ làm là như more than I even expect. Those are good people. I need people like that. I need people like that. Tại vì, oh, my camera's not focused? I don't know. Are you drunk, Robert? Robert, are you drunk? Because that's the type of person I am, right? Leyna mà nhận lời làm gì đó, nhỏ hay lớn, chuyện nhỏ hay chuyện lớn, nhận rồi là phải làm. Mà không chỉ là làm nhưng mà phải là hết sức, hết mình. All into it. 110%. Người Mỹ hay nói vậy. 100% là được. No. 110%. That's the kind of people I'm looking for. And right now, I've got two of them I've just added to my team. And thì cái cô đó cô mới vừa về đó. Because I said, không biết khi nào em về, nhưng mà nếu mà em về mà chị đang dạy Anh văn thì I can't say goodbye. So she went home. She's been here all day working with me. Love her. Okay. Are you ready now? Let's take a look at some work vocabulary. Some of this will be basic. Some of this will be basic. And then we'll talk about how to prepare for a job interview. Job. Job là việc làm, phải không? But we don't always call it job. Sometimes we call it occupation. Occupation, nghề nghiệp. Yeah? So these are other words that you will hear when you're talking about your job. Occupation. Occupation. Shun, chứ không phải là sun, nhá. Shun, occupation. Or profession. Profession. Of course, when you're talking about profession, you're talking about a job that is a little more, maybe requires a little more skill, a little more in qualifications. I mean, your profession can be a dishwasher, but most dishwashers consider that just a job, right? Okay. Career. Okay. Some people say career when they're talking about their job. Okay. Career. Career is more than just a job. Okay. And livelihood. This is what you do for a living. Livelihood. Okay. So it's your work, you get paid for it. Livelihood. So you may hear all of these different terms to talk about someone's job. Pay. Let's talk about pay. Someone asks, when is the correct time to bring up salary? Well, probably after you know that they want you. Pay. Salary, just like Jason was just talking about. Salary. Okay? Salary is normally, for instance, what you get paid annually. So like when I worked for CBS, I had a salary. Nó không có trả mình từng giờ, right? Not an hourly wage, but a salary. You might be able to figure out an hourly salary. That's another way of talking about your pay. You might talk about compensation. Compensation. Compensation can be money. Part of your compensation can be vacation time, right? Part of your compensation can be bonuses. Back, maybe 20 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Back when my business, the career I was in, was a lot better than it is today. Part of the compensation could have been wardrobe. Yeah, wardrobe allowance, a wardrobe allowance. Sometimes part of the compensation can be a car. I was offered a job in New York, and part of the compensation was a driver. Yeah, so these are the things that part of your pay. Wage. What is your hourly wage? Okay, wage cũng là cái tiền mà họ trả cho mình. And rate. So now that I do voiceover work, they will often ask me what my rate is. So this would be how much I charge them. But all of these terms refer to how you get paid. Okay? Whoops, time. The time that you work. Shift. Là hình như tiếng Việt mình kêu là ca. Why do they call it ca? Ca đêm. Right? So, morning shift, night shift, sometimes graveyard shift. Mấy người mà làm khuya đó. Graveyard shift. So now we're talking about the time that you work. Schedule. Schedule. Work hours. That's easy. Work hours. And hours of operation. So if you're a business owner, maybe you have hours of operation. All of these words or phrases talk about time. Okay? Coworkers. Coworkers are people who work with you. Coworkers. And sometimes we refer to them as colleagues. Colleagues. Colleague sounds a little more professional. Colleagues. But what it means is coworkers. Although your colleague doesn't necessarily have to work in the same place that you do, but coworkers normally do. Robert talks about having a work wife. Yes. So I had what I called my TV husband, my co-anchor, right? And sometimes khi mà mình đi làm mình rất là thân với một người nào đó đó, they become your work husband or your work wife. Yes, colleagues does sound better, right? It sounds just a little more professional. Đồng nghiệp. Yeah. Còn coworkers là người làm chung với mình thôi. Boss. Boss. Shaped up. One who directs or supervises workers. But not everyone who supervises you is really your boss. Boss is kind of like the big guy, right? The big guy. And then you might have a supervisor, maybe someone who heads a department, okay? Your supervisor. Sometimes you have a manager. And sometimes you have all three, and I'm sorry if you do. Okay? Boss. Okay, let's talk about the job interview. I'm doing this because I get many requests from people asking me about job interviews. How do you prepare for them? So I just have been looking, and I just hired 2 people. So this is very fresh in my mind right now. Why should I hire you? Why should I hire you? Okay, think about that. Không phải là họ mướn người, mình muốn việc làm mình tới. You have to prepare. Okay, you have to get ready. You should be ready to talk about qualifications and skills. There's a difference. Qualifications are specific requirements that make you fit for a job role. Specific requirements. Skills are specific abilities that enable you to complete those tasks. Some people get them mixed up. In fact, people often get them mixed up. Qualifications versus skills. So this is what you should know. There are technical versus non-technical. So there's technical skills, non-technical skills. Technical qualifications, non-technical qualifications. Technical are hard skills, education, experience that directly relate to a specific role. Okay, those are technical. They're more specific to that role. Examples might be, for instance, a degree in journalism. Okay. So when I was in TV news, I had a degree in journalism, so that's a qualification. If you're applying for a job and they want someone who has had 10 years experience in a top 10 market, that's a qualification. And it's technical. If you're looking for an anchoring position, they're requiring 5 years anchoring. So you may not qualify if you've only had 2 years. Okay, so these are specific. Non-technical are skills and qualifications that you can develop or earn in any role. So they're not specific to that position. Okay, I want you to see that again. Technical, non-technical. Here are some examples of non-technical. I'm a great communicator. Okay, I work well under deadline, and I'm an excellent writer. Okay, those are skills and qualifications, but they're not specific to that job. You could have learned these in other jobs. In TV, I was very good working under deadline. The news started at a certain time, not 1 second over. Okay? But I can also work very well under deadline in other jobs. What's another job? Working well under deadline. Maybe if you had to deliver something. Your pizza in 20 minutes or less, or else it's free. Okay. So just now, when I was trying to build up my team, and I will need more people, this is what I was looking for. Someone with time management skills. Okay. Good at multitasking. And great interpersonal skills. So these are all non-technical. And all very, very important to me. Time management skills. Okay, know what you need to do. Figure out the time you need to do it and manage your time well. You can't spend all your time on one thing and not accomplish something else you need to do. Okay, good at multitasking. That's me. Khi nào cũng là làm 100 việc lần á, I like it like that. And I work well like that. But not everyone can. Some people là họ phải chăm, họ làm just one thing. Làm xong rồi, then they do the next. And great interpersonal skills. There are people who are, quý vị có bao giờ nghe là I'm a people person? Have you heard that before? People person là sao? I'm a people person. Như vậy là tôi thích là, talking to people. I like talking to people. I like being around people. I'm a people person. Not everyone is. Not everyone is. Some people are happy working in the back of a warehouse. They never have to talk to a customer. They don't want to. That's fine. So find the job that's right for you. Yes, people person. Rồi. So before your interview, okay, before your interview, do your research. Know who they are. They is the company you're going to work for or the person you're going to work for. So know who they are. Do your research. You can learn a lot just by looking up, for instance, if they have a website, hoặc là if they have a social media platform, Facebook, go through it. You can get a feel for the personality of the business, right? Do they joke a lot? Are they funny? Are they serious? Right? Find out as much as you can about the company. They will be impressed if you can somehow show that you've done your research. Maybe they just won an award for something. Maybe they just had a big gala, a big party. You can bring that up in conversation. So they know, oh, you did your research. Okay, so put some time into it. And after you know who they are, know who you are. Know who you are. Practice talking about yourself. This is very difficult. Very, very difficult. You know, there are some people, they can't stop talking about themselves. You know who they are. Mấy người mà họ hay, khoe đó. Oh, I can't stand it. Mình nghe chậm mình mệt luôn á. All they talk about is themselves. All the time. And then most people are not that comfortable talking about themselves. Maybe because they don't want to sound like that guy. But when you go to a job interview, you have to sell yourself. So get comfortable talking about yourself. If you've never done it before, it will show. The more comfortable you are talking about yourself, your abilities, your skills, your qualifications, what you want, what you're looking for, what you're hoping for, the more confident you'll come across. And I don't know anyone who doesn't want a confident person. Phải không? Not overly confident. Not overly confident. So you don't go in there acting like you already got the job. Because you know why? You won't get it. So get comfortable talking about yourself. Do it in the mirror. But get practice. You know why? When you sit down across from the person interviewing you and they ask you one simple question and you can't answer, then the person after you will probably get hired. So be confident. Be confident in yourself. So be comfortable talking about yourself. Okay? Here's another thing that I do. So when I give speeches, even if it's the keynote speech, which is important for an event, I never write a script. I never bring a script with me. I don't even bring cards. I don't bring anything. I go up on stage and I just talk. Now, I have a natural talent just to talk. Who else can sit here on YouTube and talk for an hour by myself, right? But driving to the event, I'll be talking to myself. I'll be talking, and that's my way of practicing. How am I going to phrase this? Mà nhất là tiếng Việt đó. Trời ơi, phải lên sân khấu mà nói tiếng Việt thôi á. I have to practice. I need to know how it sounds. Rồi mình nói nhiều chừng nào thì mình sẽ quen, phải không? Mà khi mình quen á, tự nhiên mình thấy, oh, she's a confident person. You may be very smart. You may be very good at what you do. But before you get hired, if you don't seem confident, it's not going to be good. Nhiều lúc Cái người mà họ không có giỏi bằng mình, right? They may not be as qualified. Nhưng mà their interview went better. That person will like them. You have to be engaging. People don't always hire just on qualifications. In fact, I don't know anyone who does. So it's important. Talk about yourself. Get comfortable doing it. Okay, rồi. Very important. Practice answering questions. You don't know what they're going to ask, but I'm going to give you a very long list of questions they may ask. Okay? And if anyone ever asks you these questions and you don't know how to answer it, then you have failed. I'm going to give them to you, and I want you to think, how would you answer this? Some of them are so easy. They're short. But if you've never thought about it, you're not going to know how to answer. Are you ready? What were your responsibilities at your last job? Or if it's your first job, what were your responsibilities at school? Okay. Easy. Easy question. Know how you're going to answer that. Of course, you know what you had to do at your last job, but how are you going to tell them? How are you going to tell them? So practice saying it in a way that sounds good. So instead of, let's say you're a customer service and answering phones. Okay? Let's say that. You could say, "Oh, I answered phones all day, listened to complaints." That's awful. So phrase it in a way that sounds like you took pride in your work. Okay? So even if you were at a call center, how do you explain that you took phone calls, helped customers with technical problems, helped customers troubleshoot problems they were having with the setup of the product, whatever it is? You know what you had to do. Say it in a way that sounds good. Lynn, thank you so much. You can go to my charity's website, and they have it all there. Loveacrosstheocean.org. Yeah, thank you so much. We're actually right now trying to get gifts together for Lunar New Year. So I appreciate you asking. Okay, what major challenges and problems did you face, and how did you handle them? This actually gets asked a lot. Okay, what major challenges and problems did you face, and how did you handle them? Okay, not an easy question to answer if you don't prepare for it. So have something ready. Practice answering it. Tell a good story. Tell a good story. Well, one time this woman called in and she was so irate. She was like swearing. She was so upset because our oven wouldn't work and it was going to ruin her Thanksgiving dinner. So I just calmed her down. I told her that I was going to do whatever I could to save her Thanksgiving dinner. And we walked through these steps one by one. talked very calmly to her to keep her nice and calm, made sure she went through all the steps. And it turned out she only was missing this one step. Whatever that is, come up with your answer ahead of time. Okay? Which was most or least rewarding? Again, like I look at these questions, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to answer these questions. I don't want to answer these questions. What was the biggest accomplishment or failure in this position? Again, I don't want to answer these questions. Mình nghe thôi mình chán rồi đó. Leyna đọc cái này á. Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to interview for jobs. Thực sự là như vậy. It's not easy. But you have to be prepared. If they ask you this, you better have an answer ready. Because guess what? If you don't, you're going to go home on your way home when you're driving, you're going to be like, oh man, I should have told him this. So don't have that conversation with yourself. Nhá. Mình phải prepare, mình phải là suy nghĩ trước đi. Đừng có hối hận. Yeah? They will ask you these questions. You better be prepared to answer. Oh, what was it like working for your supervisor? What were his or her strengths and shortcomings? Ladies and gentlemen, do not badmouth your former boss. I don't care how much you hated your former boss. Do not badmouth your former boss. Because your potential future boss is testing you to see what you might say about them. This is how you prepare an answer that is diplomatic, but honest. Okay? Maybe your former boss was a bad people person. And I'm sorry, most of them are. What's wrong with bosses? Have you guys noticed that? I don't know why. Like, how the heck did they get up to that level? And they're awful with people skills, right? They talk down to people. They scream at people. They gossip to. There's so many bad bosses out there. Did you know that statistics show most people don't leave a job because of the money? They leave the job because they're not happy. And most of the time, it's because of the boss. They just don't feel good with the boss, so they have to leave. Anyway, off topic now. So learn how to answer that. What was it like working for your supervisor? Okay, so instead of saying, man, I could never make her happy. Everything I did, she just wasn't happy. I couldn't do anything right. So instead of saying that, maybe you say something like, I learned how to. Okay, so you put a positive spin on it. Yeah. So, she gave me a lot of work. I mean, honestly, she was demanding, but I learned how to manage my time to make sure that I got everything done. She helped me. That's the way you got to talk. Okay? When they ask what were his or her strengths or shortcomings, same thing. Same thing. Don't talk badly about people. You can be honest, but you can be honest in a way that's nice. Okay? So let's say your former boss was just a jerk, like just mean, right? Didn't know how to talk to people, like screamed. Everyone was afraid of him, which then made everyone else have to kiss butt. But instead of saying that, maybe you need to say something like, well, he didn't always know how to say things, but he was great at letting you know exactly where you stood. He was great at, right? So turn it a little more positive. This is not the time to be bashing your boss, your former boss, okay? As much as you want to. What have you been doing since your last job? A lot of people ask this. Have an answer. Okay, have an answer. So if I just ask you, so what have you been doing since your last job? And all you can do is, no. Say something. Maybe you say, well, as you know, it's been a tough job market out there. So while I've been looking, I've learned to use Excel. I don't know. I've learned to use Photoshop. I've learned how to edit, or all that extra time I was able to coach a volleyball team, whatever it is. Have an answer ready. Okay? Back. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? People ask this all the time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So think about this answer, yeah? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You probably don't want to say, well, I want to be where you are. I'm going to take your job. What? Okay. So prepare an answer that says you're confident. I like answers that are like this. Like if you say in 5 years, oh, I hope to be retired and blah, blah, blah. Well, what if they're looking for someone long term? You've just told them that you're not in it for the long haul, right? It's okay to want to make money too. But how about you say it in a way like, well, I hope to save enough money so that we can put a down payment on our first house. Hmm? So make it about goals, and just keep in mind the job you're applying for. Like, how can you use that information? How can you say it in a way that sounds positive? Why should we hire you? Oh my gosh. Again, people ask this all the time. So if someone asked you that right now and you sat there and I don't know, you better know. And I always like to add a little humor. I always like to add a little humor. Like, for instance, not too long ago, I decided that I was going to partner up with someone to do something. And it really is coming out of retirement. So it obviously had to be something I'm very passionate about and something that I wanted to do. And I'm very particular and specific. So I know what I am capable of. I know what I don't want to do. And I know at this point in my life, at this point in my career, there are some things I'm not going to do. Okay? So I can lay that all out. And then at the end, because I don't want to sound too demanding, my last demand, because he was a chef, my last demand was that he'd have to cook for us quarterly. Every quarter, he'd have to cook us a meal because he's an excellent chef. And that closed the deal. That closed the deal. Okay, so why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? Have a good answer. Right? So I have these qualifications that you're looking for, but above that, I really like what your company stands for. Right? I mean, I feel like I want to be a part of this. Like I want to grow with the company. And if there's something that I don't know yet, or if there's something I'm not great at, I'm a quick learner. You know, I'm a fast learner. I don't have an ego. If I'm doing something wrong, you just tell me and I'll fix it. Okay, make it sound good. Why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work here? Because you're hiring? No. This goes back to doing your homework. Okay, this goes back to doing your homework. Well, I see that you like to promote people who do well. You like to promote people who are going to give you 110%. Right? I see growth. Like I want to grow with your company. I like that you guys will pay for, continuing education. So do your homework. Let them know. I want to learn a craft. Can I answer that for the last question? Well, it depends because if you're just wanting to learn, I don't know what position, but like I wouldn't hire anyone who wanted to learn something unless it's totally entry level, right? I want to make sure that the person I'm hiring is capable. He's going to do some work for me. What motivates you? How do you prioritize tasks? These are very simple yet very complex questions. Do you prefer to work by yourself or within a group? Oh, this one gets asked a lot. Dwiet says, I have been asked about this before, but I didn't prepare well in advance. Now I have to think about these questions deeply for the job changing and the time. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. Anyone who doesn't prepare for a job interview, you're already behind. And the higher paying the job, we're not saying necessarily it's a better job, but for most people, they think it's a better job. It pays you more. The higher paying the job, the more qualified people are in the pool who are going to be preparing for the interview. If you go into an interview cold, meaning you don't know, you're just going to go, you don't deserve it, right? Put some effort into it. And here's the thing. Once you start doing this, once you start preparing, then it's going to be second nature. It's going to be you don't have to prepare each time. It'll get easier. You just have to do your research for each company. Okay? Nhưng mà the answers for all those other questions, they remain the same. Yeah. Do you prefer to work by yourself or within a group? Please think about the job you're applying for. And yes, be honest, but also keep in mind if it doesn't fit for the position, then either you shouldn't be there or you need to rethink your answer. If you're going in for a position that requires you to work with a group and your answer is, I'd rather work alone, you're not a good fit. Describe your ideal job and describe your ideal work environment. Wow. Well, you can start off being a little funny, but all of these questions, they're trying to, they know what they want to get from you, right? And it's not always the actual answer. Hmm? It's not always just the actual answer. How you answer makes a difference. So describe your ideal job. When I was asked this question, I used to always say, and I still say it, even though I worked in TV, my ideal job was to be able to work in my pajamas and not put any makeup on. And being in radio, well, except for the pajamas part, but being in radio does that. Like to me, radio. I worked in TV for 20 something years, but my dream job is work at home. I want to put on these headphones. I'm talking to a microphone. I don't want to change. Like I've got the yoga pants on right now. And this makes me happy. Okay. And when they ask you your ideal work environment, if you really want the job, make sure that you're describing something that sounds like their environment. Right? So for instance, if you want a casual environment, but you're interviewing with the CEO, everyone's walking around in suits, probably not a good fit. So know them, know you. Okay, come up with answers that make sense. Okay. I forgot there are more. Discuss a situation where you had to resolve a conflict. So they ask this question in a couple of different ways. Okay. Discuss a situation where you had to resolve a conflict. Even if you did it daily, when someone asks you this and you don't know how to answer if you haven't thought about it. So think about it. Discuss a situation where you had to demonstrate teamwork or leadership skills. Especially if you're interviewing for a position where you're a leader of some type, be prepared. Describe a situation where you failed. That's a great question. That's a great question. Describe a situation where you failed. Let me see if I can. Okay. I used to I used to disagree a lot and fight for the stories that I would do at work. Sometimes I found myself fighting to not do a story. If I thought that story was, I don't know, exploitive, whatever the reason. Sometimes I fight those battles, and sometimes I lose those battles. Case in point, back when the Lakers were shown on KCAL, anytime there was a Lakers game, the newscast looked completely different because they think that their audience were all men. So instead of doing the regular newscast that you'd see, the newscast right before or right after a Lakers game would look something like, you know, this city wants to ban a lap dance. We go to a strip club. And they would send me to Vegas all the time to do stories that were about gambling, about strippers, about whatever. Stories that they thought appealed to men because that was the audience. And I used to complain quite a bit about it. And then it got to a point where I realized that I can't fight it all the time. That they hired me to do stories. And this was the direction of the station at that time. So I had to go to Vegas. I had to do stories about strippers. I had to do stories about whatever. And so then all I could do was to make sure that the story I was doing was written well, told in a way that I felt okay with it. Right? So I lost that battle. Whoops. So I failed, but I learned to deal with it, right? Again, describe a situation where you set a goal and met it. You guys, these questions get asked over and over and over again. And if you are not prepared, your answer will not be good. Okay. Get some sleep that week. Not just the night before, because the night before, sometimes you're nervous, you won't be able to sleep. And did you know that bad sleep doesn't affect you the next day? Did you know that? Very often it affects you the following day. So try to get good sleep that week. Nothing worse than being you're going to be nervous. So don't add tired on top of it. On the day of your interview, give yourself plenty of time. Right? Eat breakfast. Don't be rushed. How many of you have gone to a job interview and you're rushing? Right? Trying to get everything done. Just rush, rush, rush. Your blood pressure's up. Yeah, and especially if you didn't prepare ahead of time, oh boy. It's not going to be a good interview. Now, dress professionally, but be comfortable. It is better to be overdressed than underdressed, I always say. But be comfortable. Because everyone can tell when you're not comfortable. Like if you're not used to wearing a suit and tie, you're going to look uncomfortable. And then you're going to make them uncomfortable. So unless it's a really cool, hip place and, the CEO is going to be in a t-shirt, don't wear a t-shirt. Okay, be comfortable, but be professional. And be early. Not too early. Okay? 10 minutes early, I think, is great. Just don't be late. Don't be late. I don't care what the reason is. I know there was a bad crash on the 101. Whatever. Okay? That's bad. If you can't make it to the interview, am I going to trust you to get there on time every day for work? I don't know. Right? Don't be late. Oh, don't be late. When I have meetings and people show up just a little bit early, I'm like, that's like, I remember that. Okay. Of course, smile, firm handshake. Yep. Classic. Make eye contact. Hello, make eye contact. How many people don't do that? I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Okay? And I don't know if it's like an American thing, nhưng mà người Mỹ khi mà you talking to them, phải nhìn vào mặt họ. Always. Always, okay? It shows respect too. So make eye contact. Get a good handshake. Okay? Not too hard, but not too soft. Okay? Make eye contact. So when you sit down, okay, when you sit down at the interview, okay, you sit down, get comfortable, make eye contact, look engaged. It's okay for you to look around a little bit, okay? But don't be like you're avoiding them. And some people do that without even realizing it. Okay. And ask questions. Ask questions. Don't force a question, but, if you have a question, figure out how you're going to ask it. And if you're able to come up with a question that makes sense, ask. Or if the question has nothing really to do with the job, but let's say something the company did, or you heard the company was in the news, or there's something that's happening and you're wondering how the company is going to handle it ask. Yeah. It shows interest. It shows you know what's going on. It's good. Ask questions. But not every question. Not every question. At least not on the interview. If you have questions about, paid time off, if you have questions about, is it okay instead of 2 weeks, I take like 3 weeks in a row vacation? Those questions, do not ask at the job interview. You don't have the job yet. No offer, not even a callback. No. Okay, so not every question is a good question to ask. Okay? If they ask you something specific and you don't know, don't lie. Don't lie. Don't make up an answer. If you don't know, tell them. Okay? I don't know, but I'll find out and get back to you. Again, do not lie. Do not make anything up. Okay? I respect it when people can just say, I don't know, and follow it up. I'm going to find out. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. It's a lot better than just making up some stupid answer. Okay. After your interview, you're not done yet. Okay? So you say goodbye, you thank them for their time. Follow up with a thank you email. Thank them. I always appreciate it when people just acknowledge, right? Just thank them. You may want to add something else. Like, let's say if you're applying for some kind of art design, whatever, thank them for their time. If you'd like to see more of my work, right? If there's anything else I can provide for you, please let me know. Okay, so follow up. And here's the thing. Even if you don't get hired for this position this time, leave a good impression. Leave a good impression, because there will be openings in the future. Okay? And so if you don't finish first, maybe you were second or third, They'll remember you if you leave a good impression, and they'll call you up. Yeah, we've done that. We're like, "Oh, remember so and so? Let's see what they're up to now. Let's see if they're available." Okay? This follow-up is more than thanking them. If you haven't heard back, so let's say you thought you might hear back in a week or 2 weeks goes by and you're kinda wondering what's going on. Don't assume anything. Follow up, okay? Send them an email, whoever it is, whether it's their assistant or the person you interviewed with, okay? Ask them if they've filled the position, ask them if there's anything else they need from you, ask them if they've. I had a friend who was very anxious and said, "Oh, it's been 3 days, Jay, I haven't heard from him." And I said, "Well, you don't know what they got going on, just give it some time." And he was so anxious, so anxious. So he emailed them, and they emailed that back. "We've been very busy, but we'll get back to you." And they didn't get back to him, and he was so, so anxious, and he sent him another, and then now he's becoming a pest, right? So it's a good idea to follow up. If you have the feeling that maybe they hired someone else, or maybe you don't think it went well, it's okay to ask them. If you have any feedback, I'd really appreciate it. And you would be surprised. Some people might tell you. Okay? Yeah. Whew. That's it. And oh my gosh, I took up the whole hour and something. I am sorry. Um, okay. Did you guys like that? I hope you found it useful. You can go back and you can screenshot, you can take a look at the questions again. Be prepared. Okay? At a job interview, do you mention weaknesses or bad experiences at your previous job, or only if you are asked? I would not mention it unless I was asked. And then I would be careful how I describe it and how I bring it up. They don't know you, okay? They don't know your former boss, they don't know your former job. And so you don't want to come off like someone who is a complainer, right? They don't want to hire anyone like that. So if they ask you about bad experiences, if they ask you what went wrong, certainly don't lie about it, but find a way to say it in a way that's not so negative. Okay? Not so negative. Like let's say you just felt like you weren't getting anywhere. Like it was a dead end job. Okay, doing the same old thing day in, day out. But instead of saying that, because that sounds very negative, but trust me, everyone knows how you feel. Instead of saying that, maybe you say something like, I just felt like I just wasn't growing anymore. And like I want to learn new things. I want to be challenged. So, it was great for the 10 years I was there, but I really felt like it was time for something new and something more. That sounds a lot better than, "Oh, it was a total dead end job. I was doing the same shit every day." Right? There's just sound positive. Okay. Can't go luôn á. I've been talking so much. Oh, and it's only Monday. Ừm, Quý vị ơi, có một số, có một số người đã, fill in cái form về tài chính á. So we talk about retirement because there's products people don't know about. And I'm trying to get back to everybody. Nhưng quý vị phải check email nhá. Nhiều người họ email, họ để xuống đây là email của họ, but they never check their email. Hoặc là they bỏ email này nhưng mà they thường thường check email khác. So please check your email. And I'm going to just put for anyone who missed it, who didn't know. So lenawin.net is my website and the place where you go and submit a form. Okay, for the financial stuff. Like we can look over your stuff. We can tell you what options that you have. Maybe I need to do a video on the 401k. So before I stop, just let me say this. Rất là nhiều người Việt Nam họ nghe life insurance, họ bưa rồi, they don't want to hear it, they hate it. I don't blame you. Tại vì rất là nhiều người có bad experience. Nhưng quý vị phải nhớ, it's not the company's fault. It's not the insurance company. Okay? It's how your policy was set up. Nhiều người họ trả cái premium rất là thấp. Nghe sướng quá. Trả 10-20 năm is okay. Tự nhiên premium jumps straight up. Đang trả mấy trăm, tự nhiên phải trả 2.000, 3.000 và phải trả suốt đời. Rồi họ tức, họ giận. It's okay. We can get you out of that. We can get you into something better. Okay, the life insurance of today is not like it used to be 20 years ago. You need to protect yourself and you need to use it to earn money, tax-free money. Bởi vậy tại sao mấy người mà giàu có đó, gosh, they làm cái gì cũng ra tiền à. You know why? They have a team of people. And that team of people are looking for ways, right? You heard the term loophole. Yeah, tax loopholes. Tại vì sao họ làm nhiều tiền hơn mình nhưng mà họ không trả thuế là sao? Mình nghe mình tức dễ sợ luôn. Don't be mad at them. They know what they're doing. Right? So we need to learn that. Yes, we need to learn that. So I'm happy to look at it and I'm happy to show you some of the stuff that's out there. And I don't just refer you to people. I don't like referring to people because I feel a sense of responsibility. Okay, I feel a sense of responsibility. And I will leave you tonight with this thought. If you are working and you're working hard, it's only stress if you're working and you really don't care about the work that you do. But if you're working hard at a job or at something that you care about, then it's called passion. Right? So right now, like 4 years ago, if you told me I'd be doing any of this right now, I'd say, are you crazy? I'm going to retire at 49 and I'm not going to do anything. Because I worked long hours. Oh, weekends, nights, mấy chục năm luôn quý vị. And I thought, bây giờ mình retire 49 tuổi là Leyna retire. So why am I doing any work now? It's because I want to. It gives me a sense of purpose. So when you do something that you like, when you do something that you care about, that's passion. So you have passion for what you do. Bên kia đó, nếu mà quý vị đi làm thôi đó, mà stress là khác. Đó chỉ là một cái việc làm thôi. Bởi vậy tại sao? Tại sao Leyna lại retire rồi mà bây giờ nhào vô làm việc là làm gì? Không phải là I need to. I want to. Quý vị biết là 'cause so I go down to this office twice a week down there so that people can come in and meet with me. Và trong một tuần mà có hai người phụ nữ vô ngồi nói chuyện, nhìn lại tài chính, nhìn lại cái này này cái kia. And họ ngồi họ khóc luôn. And so Danny had to go run and find tissue paper. Because they're so emotional about how hard they've worked. Họ là làm mà quý vị biết người Việt mình rồi, không phải là mình làm cho mình thôi. Mà cô này là độc thân, không có gia đình. Nhưng mà lo cho anh em trong nhà, lo cho mẹ, đó, lo cho cháu. And she worked every day. I think she has maybe one day off a week. So she makes good money. Nhưng mà she rất là mệt mỏi. Và she muốn là nghỉ, nhưng tại vì mình có là trách nhiệm là đã lo cho mấy người này. What is she gonna do? Right? So I'm sitting down and we're coming up with a plan for her so that she doesn't have to work. She can quit right now. She didn't know that. She can quit right now and still have money coming in and still be able to take care of her family members. And she chia sẻ, she ngồi she khóc luôn. Làm Leyna cũng, hai người bây giờ lông nheo nó bị méo rồi because we're just crying. Because we're very similar. Mấy người phụ nữ mà Leyna gặp mà họ hard worker đó, họ làm việc, họ lo cho người này, lo cho người kia, không có biết lo cho mình á. I know what it feels like. So it's been very fun meeting people and talking to them. But that's why I'm working. Purpose. Không biết tiếng Việt kêu là gì ha? But I feel like I have a sense of purpose now. So my purpose is to help. And I can help them. And nhiều người cứ nói là cái này tại vì thật sự mình không biết. You know? And I said, I know. Đâu có ai dạy cho mình biết đâu. Financial literacy is not taught. It should be, but it's not. Bởi vậy quý vị biết sao không? Sau khi mình giúp mấy người này đó là họ là bây giờ they know. So now their children know. And they're gonna do it for their cháu nữa. Mục đích hả? Mục tiêu. Okay, yeah. Nhưng mà mục đích nó nghe giống như là see, in English, the word purpose, depending on how you use it, right, it has many different meanings. Nhưng mà mình làm cái gì cũng vậy. Công việc của mình làm nhưng mà mình rất là mình thích, I don't know how to say passion in Vietnamese. Nó không phải là việc làm. Bởi vậy tại sao nhiều người volunteer làm gì? Tại sao mình làm việc không có trả tiền mà mình thích làm? When people volunteer, it's in here, right? You do something you like it. So I feel like I have a sense of purpose. Like so many women, they're like, nhờ cô hay là nhờ Leyna mới biết mấy cái này. Trước giờ cứ đi làm biết gì đâu. Cứ là work every single day. Đam mê hả? Passion là đam mê. Okay. Thì vậy. Right. So I have this passion now. And I think it keeps me young. Right? It keeps me young. Keeps me young. So that's what I have. Anyway, so if you guys would like, that was my website. And I've been able to help most people. Okay. One lady, she told me là ông xã không có chịu. Không có muốn nghe luôn. And I said, just let me explain it. And I explained it, and he got it. He got it. And he loves it. Yeah, so you don't know. Tiếng Anh có cái câu là you don't know what you don't know. Như vậy không có lỗi vì ai hết trơn á, mình không biết thì mình không biết thôi. Nhưng mà mình không biết thì mình tìm hiểu, right? Yeah. Okay. Trời ơi, sao nói khang cổ mình cứ nói thêm mà. One day, quý vị ơi, ngày 11 á, là Leyna sẽ có một cái tiệc nhỏ nhỏ, mỗi năm tổ chức tại nhà, kêu là White Elephant Potluck Karaoke Party. Là ai cũng đem một cái quà và mình wrap, okay, mình gói lại, không có ai được thấy là cái quà đó là cái gì. Và cũng không có ai biết là cái người mà mua cái quà đó, cái người mang đến là ai. So, rồi mình bốc số đó. Vậy nếu mà Leyna là số 1 thì Leyna sẽ chọn một cái quà mình mở ra. Rồi người thứ hai, nếu mà họ thích cái quà mà Leyna đã mở rồi đó thì họ steal, họ ăn cắp, right? Còn như nếu mà họ không thích cho lắm thì họ mở một cái khác. Oh, we have so much fun. So much fun. Rồi ai cũng đem một món. Okay, so lots of food and then we sing karaoke. Đó là ngày 11. Là hình như ngày Chủ nhật đó. Nếu mà Leyna nhớ, I will do a live stream so you guys can see. It's so much fun. Okay. Rồi, như vậy đó. Rồi khi đó nếu mà hững á thì cá thôi. Okay, that's it. Yes, I think your job is to help people. It makes you so happy. And yes, yeah, it does. So thank you. And như Leyna đã từng nói, mình làm việc thôi là khác, nhưng mà mình phải làm việc với lương tâm. Too bad là có một số người họ làm việc không có lương tâm, họ chỉ biết là lương thôi, tiền lương thôi, right? Nên họ set up những cái chương trình, những cái kế hoạch mà không có tốt cho người khách. Yeah. So if you need someone to point you in the right direction, structure it for what's best for you. Chứ đâu phải trường hợp ai cũng giống ai đâu. Nên nhiều lúc Leyna gặp làm meeting in person or on Zoom, mỗi người 2 tiếng đồng hồ. Thì quý vị coi thử nha. Hôm giờ đó, bởi vậy Leyna stop rồi, bây giờ hôm giờ là hơn 100 mấy chục người đó. And I spend a lot of time talking to them because I want them to understand everything. Có câu hỏi gì là cứ hỏi. I want them to understand. And so it takes a long time. Nên nếu mà quý vị đã email cho Leyna, đã fill out cái form đó, please làm ơn nha, làm ơn, please xem lại cái email của mình. Nhiều lúc Leyna email cho quý vị không thấy. Rồi quý vị không thấy, xong quý vị nói là ủa, sao nói sẽ giúp tôi mà không có. I emailed you. And now I have a team of people so they can help me. Là những cái mà take a lot of time đó, Leyna cần người khác giúp. So there. Yes, work ethic. Can you be my financial advisor? Well, I'm not an advisor. My husband is a licensed advisor. That's another thing, quý vị ơi. Quý vị đừng có nghe cái câu financial planner. Rất là nhiều người xài cái câu đó mà nó không có giá trị gì hết trơn á. Anyone can call themselves a financial planner. Okay? To be an advisor, to be an investment advisor, you have to have a securities license. So my husband has that. So his firm handles $500 million in assets. So we're talking like trading stocks and all that, managing portfolio. Thì ông xã của Leyna cũng rất là thích giúp người. That's why I went on my first date. Trước khi đi date á, Leyna thấy hình ảnh nó đi làm ở Africa. Yeah, so he was in Africa doing all this charity work, and I love that. Anyway, thì thường á có phải có cái minimum, nhưng mà he's been helping. So I have people who come who want to do the safe stuff, which I help them with. So you can't lose your money. Okay, we make you some tax-free income. And then some of them want to be in the market. Nhưng mà they don't know what they're doing. So I hand them over to my husband and he's happy to help. Even though cái số tiền của họ không có, but he's helping them. And không chỉ là manage their portfolio for them, nhưng mà if they want to learn, he's going to teach them. Yeah. Okay. Tại sao nói mình cứ... I'm just wondering if you know Primerica. I've heard about it. So, yeah. So if you need help, please just go there. Yeah. LenaWin.net. Net, chứ không phải là com. Nếu mà quý vị đi thêm bước nữa là /money. Okay. Yeah. Rồi mới đó mà 90 phút rồi đó. See? Talk. Okay, let's play some music. My throat now just hurts. Let's relax, everybody. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's relax, listen to some music, and breathe. Out. Exhale. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to wash my face. And I'm going to do my massage. I know. I'm going to do a video. I am addicted to face massage now. Pressure points, face massage. Lymphatic drainage. Sexy, I know. I'm addicted. I cannot stop. You know why, quý vị? Mình làm gì mà mình thấy nó work á. You can't stop. You cannot stop. Nhiều người họ thấy cái gì ngon á, không cho ai biết hết. Me, I can't wait to share it with you. Leyna mà ăn chỗ nào ngon, muốn giới thiệu cho bạn bè biết. Leyna mà thấy cái chỗ này họ làm mặt tốt lắm, you know, right? Whatever, I want to tell people. I figure a way to do my face massage, get rid of make a tiny wrinkle, quý vị. The tiny wrinkle. I'm addicted. So I will do that video. I know you guys want it. I know you do. Mình sẽ hy sinh không có wear makeup làm một cái video để quý vị coi. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please go back. Look at those questions. Prepare. And if you need help, contact me. Okay. Bye, everybody. Quý vị nhớ nhá, nếu mà quý vị thích thì like một lần thôi nhá. Like 2 lần không được đâu đó. 1 lần thôi. 3 lần ok, 2 lần no good. Subscribe để quý vị biết khi mà Leyna livestream. Happy birthday one more time, Phát. You're wonderful. Oh, thank you. We're working on international. But yes, for now, you have to be in the United States. It's so hard to say goodbye. It's just so hard to say goodbye. But I have to. It's 8:30. This is a good time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.